tuning into our very first episode of So What's Really Happening? I'm Jasmine.
And I'm Tevin.
And we are
the Millennial Advocates. We created this podcast to serve as a platform that embodies the voices and diversity of this generation. This podcast is not only about us, it's about you and the world and involvement around you.
Right. And not only do we cover those things, but we also cover the most juiciest of topics, the most conscious and controversial topics.
And also keeping you entertained along the way.
Hey now. So now that you know a little bit about our podcast show, how about we get into a little bit about ourselves?
Okay.
So Tevin, tell me about you. What's up with you?
Okay, so my name is Tevin. I'm 24 years old. I'm a marketing major. And you know, I've been through a lot of my life. I've had my peaks and I've had my lows. And through my peaks and lows, I've learned a lot along the way. And honestly, Jasmine, I want to inspire others through that. I want to tell my story, and hopefully that story gives light to others in their journey along their way. So, Jasmine.
Beautiful, beautiful intro.
So, Jasmine, tell me something about you. Who are you?
I like to consider myself to be the real one. I'm 24 years old, and, you know, I'm very opinionated. Did I say that right? Opinionated. But anyway, I would like to say I've been through a lot through my life too, and I feel like throughout my 24 years I experienced some things that, you know, could help bring light to other people as well. So I'm here with you on that one.
Yeah, definitely. So that's what we pretty much want to do. I see. You know, we want to help people and inspire others in their journey, and also bring it in an entertaining way.
Exactly. So speaking of entertainment,
our first segment is about our week. And on this segment, we do a recap of the week's craziest events. And that could be anything from OJ getting out of jail, to Wendy Williams naked on the beach, to this Puerto Rico hurricane, to Trump's response to the Las Vegas massacre.
Exactly. There is no limit to the things that we will cover. So stay tuned, and we're going to bring about our week to you. Yeah.
So, Jasmine, what do you got for us this week?
Okay, so first up, we have the Las Vegas terrorist attack. We all know this was huge in the headlines today. It was so unexpected. But basically, there was a man on the 32nd floor of the
Mandela Bay.
Yes, the Mandela Bay Hotel, who shot open fire onto a country music concert. What do you think that was about?
I think that is crazy. And my thing is, I also want to get down to the bottom of the motive. Exactly. What was this old 64-year-old white man motive behind this shooting? Why would he do this? So you know what, Jack? That kind of leads me to think that maybe that old man didn't do the shooting. Maybe he was shot.
Or maybe he did.
Or maybe he did. But maybe he's just a prop, and maybe somebody else did the shooting and shot that old man as a setup.
But why though? What did they do to him? He just did not like country music.
Why are they shooting up a country music concert? Or why is a white 64-year-old male shooting up a country music concert, and I heard that he let off over 200 to 300 rounds?
If that's not terrorist, I don't know what to call it. And the thing that pisses me off is why they don't want to label him as a terrorist.
I don't understand
What other definition do you have? You cannot keep giving me this BS about him being mentally. What do they do
mentally
to the white
deranged
people? Come on now. I mean, I'm not trying to be like pro-black, but come on now.
Yeah, you know
if
what?
It was
that's
a black
really
shooter. He would have been assaulted. He would have probably got the chair by now.
Yeah, he would have definitely been dead by now. He would have been shot dead. And you know what's even more crazier? That your president. Hey,
number 45.
My president is still number 44. But you guys' president says that this was an act of pure evil. And you know what? People were kind of outraged about that he possibly didn't label this correctly as an act of pure evil, or should it be considered an act of terror?
And another thing that flows on me is, if you haven't noticed, ever since the 45th person was elected, it's been so much crazy things going on. You notice that?
Yeah.
As soon as he's been in office, it's been a lot of things transpiring. And I don't know if that's a coincidence or not.
You know what? Speaking of it being possibly a coincidence, I think that maybe he's looking for that one breakout thing that's going to make him great. You know what I mean? That like that big war or that big. He's looking for his big staple.
He don't need to use America as his pawn.
He don't need to
like,
put our lives in there.
Come on now, that's not cool at all.
Yeah, it's not cool at all because our lives are in danger. But I think that's what he's looking for, that big staple on what's going to be the legacy of my presidency.
Man. Okay.
So what else you got for us? What else about our week?
Okay, so we have the earthquake that happened in Mexico. One thing I want to say is Mexicans stick together. I am just so happy at the things that they have done to help those people over there.
Yeah.
Like, have you guys read? Like, they are, like, sending food, clothes, baby, anything that they need, they got together and sent it to them. No one had to ask them to do it or nothing. I just think that is so great. And if more people were like them, this world would be a better place.
And you know what? Our heart goes out to the families and everyone that's affected by that Mexico earthquake.
Yes.
And then what else we got this week going on, Jasmine?
How about we touch on Colin?
Oh yeah, you know what? I was really proud to see that the players and the teams of the NFL took a stance, took a political stance to say that, hey, I'm not with the police shootings and the death of black men in this world. But you know what? For some teams, it was more about the patriotism of the flag. You know, some took a stance to say that, hey, I'm kneeling because of the flag being at half staff for the big crises that we had in the United States.
The only thing I have to say about it is, why did it take so long for him to get so much support?
Yeah.
He's been doing this for a long time. It's been almost a year, and it's almost a year, and he's just now getting support. I think that this just kind of...
You know what? It seems that his support really gained momentum after Trump he released his statement and starts to be antagonized about it. So I think that the teams didn't make a stance for what Colin Kaepernick was standing for. They was actually making a stance against what Trump was standing for.
Okay,
and that's the reason why the teams came together to say that, hey, I'm not on Trump's side, I'm on this side of it.
Exactly.
And it's not even about the Black Lives Matter movement or the police brutality.
Yeah, and there's been a lot of controversy about them saying the reason he has not been signed again is because of his talent, or do you think it's more because he took a stand due to the race? What side of the fence are you on?
I think that Colin Kaepernick is being blacklisted definitely because of his stance, and not because of his talents or anything like that. No owner seems to want him on his team because of his controversies.
Which is sad on their behalf. I mean, I feel like he's a great player,
and then my question is this, and maybe we can let this marinate and just flow. What if this was in the NBA? Or what if this was in the MLB baseball? What if this was in the NHL? How would it have been played out there?
Exactly. That's a good question.
Very interesting.
Think about that. Think about that.
Okay, guys, so that's what this week's craziness. Yes. So let's go into our main event. So what's really happening? Which is the highlight feature of this show. Okay. All right, y'all, so let's get down to the big topic this week, the highlight feature.
Yes, the moment we all been waiting for.
This week, we get down to the bottom of why is dating so damn hard in this generation? I know it's been on your minds. It's definitely been on mine. What about yours, Jazz?
It's been on my mind, too. It's come up a lot between the conversations between me and my girls, so I know we're not the only ones that's thinking about this.
And so everyone seems to have an opinion on the matter. So, Jasmine, what's yours?
Do I think relationships are hard?
Why do you think it's so complicated dating in this generation?
Okay, so there's plenty of reasons, but I can pinpoint 3.
Okay.
Listen, the first reason is the music. Come on now. We know this generation makes no good love music, so the only thing we have to look forward for is effing bees and getting money. Come on now. We have no inspiration to be in love, yet alone dates. That's my first reason. My second reason would be these mamas spoiling their sons.
Yeah.
Setting them up for failure that us females would not.
Wait. Now, mama can spoil her son now. Mama can spoil her son.
Listen, you can spoil your son, but there's a certain amount of tolerance that a woman is going to take. There's a difference between a mama's love and a woman's love. Like, it's not the same. And when us mothers or y'all mothers get it together, then maybe we can love on y'all sons the right way.
So I guess that's something that you experienced?
Yes, but yeah.
So what's reason number 3 why do you think it's so complicated?
And my second reason is that our generation just gives up way too easily. We have no patience. And in relationships, you're going to have a lot of patience. And that's something that we lack as a generation is patience. So what are your reasons?
Okay, so my take on why dating is so complicated in this generation is because you can have everything that makes a relationship, but not the actual relationship. And what I call these the situationships.
Yes.
Where you have all the benefits of the relationship, but not the commitment and definitely not the loyalty. And so, and you know, also sex is so accessible nowadays. And that's what really creates a relationship. But since you can go on online apps and, you know, be whoever you want to be online, that makes it so accessible and really pretty much waters down that spice of having a relationship when you can have a situationship.
That's true. So do you feel like that it's more beneficial to be in a situationship than a relationship?
Well, you know what? I'm a man that likes to have his options.
So you're pro situationship, okay.
So I'm going to say if a situationship benefits you, then definitely, hey. Okay. Because especially if you're busy, you just kind of want to have that. You just kind of want to have that sexual piece of it, then hey, maybe a situationship is good for you. But if you want the whole caveat, ambiance of a relationship, then maybe a relationship is best for you. But I like to have my options. What about you?
You just like to be out there. No, I'm definitely a relationship type of girl. I've always been, but I just knew how to, you know, take my time and shoot, not rush.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. So you heard our opinion. So now let's see what some of our viewers actually have to say on the matter. Okay. Viewers, why do you think dating is so complicated in this generation?
Let us hear it.
I think dating in our generation is hard because everybody has a certain image in their head, and then when they try to match that image to the people that they're with or that they're friends with, and it gets kind of complicated because they try to match that image to their head. And
well, the reason why I think relationships are so hard nowadays is because everybody's out there not really looking for love. The relationships lack communication and understanding, because without those two, your relationship cannot thrive. Like, if you guys don't know each other, if you guys don't communicate on things that are going wrong, you guys can come to a terms of agreement. So it's like, without those two, you know.
Okay, so I like the responses we got from our viewers. Yes. Very well articulated. I think that what we have to do is what we've been doing. And that's just simply keeping the conversation going and getting these discussions to the forefront. And we also have to be open-minded and not so pessimistic about dating. Exactly. And knowing that there are still good people out there that are available to date. Don't let your community, your state, or your circumstances limit you on your dating views. So, Jazz, what do you think we can do to change this dating of a generation?
Well, I definitely agree with you, us talking about it and getting relationship advice from people who are actually in relationships.
Oh my God, so
and
important.
Seeking advice from wiser people will help your situation better regardless. Okay?
Very important. You know what? That's actually very important because, like, you know, you getting advice from, like, your single friends. Their view of a relationship is going to be different from your view in a relationship, and they can never tell a story to your mate on how you can tell a story. Exactly. So you hit that right on the head. What else you get?
All right, and another one of my reasons will be to have more patience with one another. Okay, if you're in a relationship, it's not going to be perfect 100% of the time. It's just not. So you have to have patience with one another and actually talk about what you guys can do to make it better together. So other than that, I think those two will be very helpful. Yeah,
definitely. So let's look at and see what some more of our viewers have to say on, so why is dating so complicated in this generation?
Yeah.
Go ahead and check them out.
So why don't relationships work nowadays? One is because people are too focused on trying to prove something or themselves or their relationship to other people on social media. Two, is because of communication. People lack communication skills nowadays. Like, I feel like our generation sucks when it comes to communicating with one another. 3 is trust. If you do not have trust in a relationship, you don't have nothing. Like, because you just too focused on other stuff that has nothing to do with building a foundation with your partner. And 4 is honesty. Like, you can't be with a liar, period.
I feel like dating is real hard, especially in this generation, man, because everybody got trust issues. Everybody feel like this person got it out for me, the next person got it out for me just because this one person did something to me. So nobody get anybody chance. Everybody got their guard up. So bitches is grimy though at the same time, niggas grimy too, so everybody grimy. That's it. It's a fact.
So now that we know why relationships are so complicated, how about we all just do our part and have patience with one another and continue to love and support each other. And that was the end of our So What's Really Happening segment. And next, we're going to talk about our fun segment. Stay tuned. All right. Now it's time for us to have some fun. So for this fun segment, what we're going to do is we're going to loosen up a little bit and we're going to try to see, since we're talking about relationships, we're going to see who can come up with the best pickup line.
The best pickup line?
Well, I don't really know pickup lines because I'm the catch. But,
and I haven't used pickup lines in years.
But I thought this might be fun, so let's hear some.
Okay, so a pickup line that I got was, feel my shirt. Feel that boyfriend material, don't you?
Oh my gosh! Okay, now I ain't gonna lie, that was kind of funny.
Whoa, did you just feel that?
What?
Was there an earthquake? Cause you just rocked my world.
That was hilarious. That was funny. Okay, let me try one.
Okay, go ahead. What you got?
Woo!
What? You okay?
I'm glad I got term life insurance.
What?
I just felt my heart stop. Oh my goodness! See, I can't do pickup lines. I'm too.
That was a good one. And you know what? I was feeling a little bit off today.
What?
Until you turned me on.
Okay. See, look, nah, that's about all you got out of me. I don't really know anymore.
All right, you know what? One more.
Okay.
Now, I ain't got no library card, but I'm mad checking you out.
Okay.
That's all I got.
That was a good one.
Very hilarious.
Very hilarious.
So let's go ahead and move on to our advice segment.
Okay.
And in this advice segment, we answer questions from you. Questions that are real and raw, and you get our honest take on it.
Yes. You get both of our views. So if it's something personal or it's just something that's bothering you, whatever it is, just please feel free and comfortable to ask us the question, and we will give our honest opinion and advice.
You can hit us up on Facebook at What's Really Happening. Mm-hmm. You can hit us up on Instagram at WRH_Millennials Advocates. And you can hit us up on YouTube at Millennials Advocates. Yeah. And what else do we have?
Let's see. You said Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and our email. That's pretty much the only things we have.
So definitely. So
either one.
Yeah, either one. And so once again, this is our advice segment, and during this segment, we want to hear from you, and we answer your questions as honestly and as open as we possibly can.
Yes, yes. So there you have it. Thank you for tuning in and watching So What's Really Happening?
The real and raw millennial podcast show that keeps you informed on topics related to us.
Yes, yes.
Tune in next week for our show on
YouTube channel and Facebook.
And at the end of the day, fuck bitches and get money.
And don't forget to put that bonnet on. Okay.
Thanks for tuning in to What's Really Happening.